What is going on, guys? I am BlackOpsAmazing. Welcome back to another Zombies video where today we are digging into the 4th issue of our Zombies comic. I've already done a video looking at the loading screen, which is very freaking interesting. If you want to check it out, I will link it down in the description. But today we have a ton of juicy and interesting storyline information within the 4th issue. The 4th issue of this comic. So if you enjoyed, stay tuned, leave a like rating. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Here we go. So this 4th issue has a very big part to play in the whole of the zombie storyline. If we go all the way back to the very beginning, before we even had the 1st issue, we had a little description telling us what these comics are going to include, and it said, on his quest to secure an ancient artifact known as the Kronorium, Dr. Edward Richtofen enlists the help of the transit crew, a ragtag group of survivors last seen in the Black Ops 2 Zombies installment of Buried. On a deeply unstable and fractured future Earth, Stuhlinger, Misty, Russman and Malton battle for survival against the undead horde. As they slowly uncover the truth behind Richtofen's mysterious reappearance, the Call of Duty Zombies miniseries follows these characters' perilous journey of discovery, filling in crucial pieces of the larger Zombies story. So as we can see by this, the main goal of Richtofen from the very beginning was to get the Kronorium, and so far we haven't done that. We've got the elements from Broken Arrow. We've been to Zero Base to put the element in that machine, and then as we know, when we did that, our characters were put on status, on ice to speak, and it seemed like they were sent to another universe. And at the end of issue 3, we were just left on this image where it looked like the Zombies characters had fixed the world, or at least that's what they thought. And now we come over to issue 4, where the description is Malton, Misty, Russman and Stuhlinger think they found a moment's peace, but the approaching horde of zombies is about to destroy that. Faced with the decision of fight or flight, the crew argues and splits up. When Maxis' emergency security measures are activated, will it be every man for himself? So that description gives us a good idea of what this comic's going to contain. So without further ado, let's get into number 4. Let's see what this is all about. So we've already seen the beginning of this in the preview we got just a couple of days ago, but I'm going to go through it anyway, just in case you haven't seen it. So when our characters wake up, Stuhlinger looks outside through the window and says, impossible. Richtofen, the voice in his head, says, after all that you've seen, this is impossible? Stuhlinger says, you can talk to me here? We can talk to you anytime, Stuhlinger, you just don't listen, like when I told you to back up. What? And you can see by Misty and Stuhlinger there, we seem to have those machines that, or at least they look like those machines that they were sitting in at the end of issue 3. So have they possibly been teleported to another dimension? I don't know, let's read on. Malton says, Misty, I would recommend the big Z's are coming, which means we're leaving. But you don't know what the atmospheric conditions are outside. That is a completely unknown variable. We could suffocate or worse. Or worse is almost certainly an option. My friend says that it's okay. Did I? Besides, they're coming. So obviously the transit crew were looking outside thinking they've fixed the world, but before they could really talk about this, the zombies are coming at them once again, and so they have to break the window and make a quick escape. Malton says, we? Misty says, it's fine, it's air, sweet, breathable air. We're alive, Malton, let's keep it that way. Russman is definitely too old for this. Shit. This way, we need to see what else is around here. It would be best to run now, science later. Stuhlinger, come on. I concur you would do well to stay ahead of them. I am trying, wow. So that's where we were left off at the end of issue 3. The characters are on the run once again from the zombies. Richtofen's telling him to keep up, and then Stuhlinger looks over the hill. He says, wow. Clearly he sees something. What could this be? Well, let's take a look. And we get an image of this. Some kind of base. Kind of looks like a military base, or I mean, we got like a military vehicle down there, a few silos and stuff like that. As we learn later on in the comic, this base is built by Dr. Maxis, or it seems like this is something that he was involved in. Stuhlinger says, this is amazing. Richtofen says, I suppose so from your perspective. Misty says, we don't have much time. We need to get inside and create crossfire for the deadheads. So now the transit crew are going to set up a trap for when the zombies come so they can kill them. Richtofen says, I would listen to her if I was you. My friend says, yes. Everyone, get on a separate cottage, and when they're in the center, shoot the hell out of them. Richtofen says, yes. He always did like to be prepared, and I'm assuming he's talking about Maxis, since this is a base of Dr. Maxis's. We can see there are weapons everywhere. Clearly, Richtofen is saying that Maxis always like to be prepared with all these weapons that he's left lying around this facility. Misty goes on, she says, okay, this doesn't suck. Be nice to eat something that ain't rotten or wiggling. Excellent. Then we see a picture of this, what looks like a zombified Richtofen. We're still not sure whether this is Richtofen as a zombie version or this is just, you know, a general, the leader of the zombies. However, on the next screen, we have Stuhlinger. What are they doing? Why aren't they after us? Why indeed? Perhaps there is something more interesting in that building. Zombies don't care about interesting, do they? Beautiful. Rustman really hopes this works because he'd much rather eat than be eaten. Well, Misty? So that's weird. It looks like the zombies are getting distracted, but from what we know, they, you know, the zombies always go to humans. Obviously, they're gonna try and attack them, so why are the zombies suddenly being distracted by something else? Is it because Richtofen, as we know, is still the controller of the zombies, so has he led them away for a second? That's interesting. However, the characters, after they've set up their crossfire, the zombies are in the middle, they shoot them all. Obviously, you can see Misty saying bang. They begin to kill the zombies. It looks like the general zombie is trying to get in this door, but the characters shoot him. He runs away. The other zombies follow him. Stuhlinger says, that's not right. Richtofen replies, yes, how odd, zombies with a sense of self-preservation? It is strange how the zombies are running away. Usually they don't stop until they're dead. I don't see anything. Wherever the meat munchers went, they don't seem to be in a hurry to come back. You find anything? There's geothermal power here. Do not try and turn on the power. Probably cause some sort of killer robots to come after us. And that's an after dinner thing. So that's kind of like a play on words for what's going to happen later or just getting us ready. It's kind of like he jokingly knew what was in this facility. Martin says, I don't have to activate them because they're already activated, but I could without lethal automatons. So where the hell is Stuhlinger? Don't know. Don't care. This isn't right, and you are more right than you know. Observe. So if you didn't guess by now, the writing in the square boxes when Richtofen is talking, seems like Stuhlinger puts his hand forward and knocks down a freaking massive tree. He says, what the actual fuck? Your friends, not my friends, okay, your companions believe that this is their sanctuary. As you can see, they are mistaken. There's clearly something wrong with this world if Stuhlinger can easily chop down a massive freaking tree. Stuhlinger says, I don't understand. This is a tangent timeline, specifically one where human life never occurred. But since you've brought human life and I suppose unlife to it, this is, I believe, causing the temporal tangent to collapse. This started when Maxis established this base. Your presence has only accelerated it. Then why did you want us here? So Richtofen's telling us that when our characters sat in those machines in the previous issue, we were sent to another timeline. We were sent to this timeline, which is a tangent in our original timeline. In this universe, in this timeline, life, or human life, never originally occurred. So humans never really existed here until sometime Maxis came here. It must have been a long time ago. But Maxis came here, he built this base, and when he did this, this caused the collapse of this timeline. This whole timeline is starting to collapse in on itself and destroy itself because human life was never supposed to be here, and when Maxis came, that destroyed everything. Now obviously Maxis has left, but Stuhlinger and the crew have returned, bringing more human life here which isn't supposed to be here, and has just caused in the universe, this timeline, the collapse of it to speed up even more. So these characters really shouldn't be here, but Richtofen, already knowing this, has told them to come here anyway. Stuhlinger's asked him, why did you want us here then? And Richtofen replies, Luke to Windward. What? Luke, that is why you are here. You sent us on a treasure hunt? You could say that. As I told you, if you do this for me, you will be rewarded. But this place is not the reward. Well then, let's get this over with. So we can see Stuhlinger trying to go in the door that we saw that general zombie trying to go in earlier, which is weird. But as soon as we see Stuhlinger trying to enter on his own, Richtofen says no. Oh fuck. You will not do this alone. You will convince the others. So clearly Richtofen doesn't want Stuhlinger to go in on his own because he won't won't survive. He needs the others if they're gonna make it out alive. So back in the hut, the rest of the transit crew, they're saying, so you're sure I don't need to be on watch? I can assure you, Misty, that the security apparatus I was able to construct from the supplies here is more than adequate to the task of alerting us if the zombies return. So we're safe? No, we aren't safe. And we can't stay. Our mission isn't complete. Where have you been? You about missed dinner. There's no more mission. This is the end. We've got food, shelter. Molten even got us hot water and I took a shower. A shower? That is one weird face. That is such a creepy face. This is not our reward. I can show you. You just need to listen. You need to eat. This place is a lie. It's not real. I can show you. My friend showed me. Stuhlinger, I know it seems like a dream, but don't touch me. Stuhlinger, don't touch that weapon. I wasn't gonna hurt her. I just need you to listen. We are listening, okay? We are. Russman thinks you all need to calm down. Molten, can you put the gun down? No. What? Molten, he's our friend. He's a threat. He's loyal only to himself and perhaps his friend. He will sabotage this. But if we eliminate the threat, we are safe here. And there'll be no further travel from the prime timeline. It's the logical choice. Maybe, but I can guarantee you won't live to see it. So obviously, Russman is protecting Stuhlinger, his friend. Misty says, this is insane. We're all in this together. They're coming. No. They're here. You said the alarms would work. They should have. I don't know what happened. Perhaps you all should leave. Yeah. What the fuck, Stuhlinger? You should have let me ballistically de-escalate the situation. Not dying here. Not dying at all. You need the others. Screw them. Screw you, screw you, screw you. You need to go back. I need to kill him. So we can see the general zombie is back once again, trying to get in that door. Clearly after something in there, or he's protecting it. Stuhlinger says, or maybe not. Do not do this. Ha! Stop! No, no, no. So we have these pods on the side, and then in the middle, surrounded by that glass cylinder, is the Kronorium. Stuhlinger shoots it. Richtofen shouts, you must not damage the Kronorium. It's fine. I'm fine. I didn't need the others. See? Got your magic book. I did this. Me. Yes, you did. Now what? And then as soon as Stuhlinger picks up the Kronorium, these cyborg zombies come out of these test tubes, or these whatever they were. These cyborg zombies awaken, and I'm guessing they're gonna attack him. That is the end of the comic, and that is very interesting. Finally, we have the Kronorium. We have what Richtofen has wanted. Then obviously we have the loading screen at the end, but I've already done a full video on that. If you haven't already checked it out, I will link it down in the description. So that's super interesting. I'm going to give you guys a quick 1-minute breakdown of exactly what's going on here. So clearly when our characters sat in those chairs at the end of issue 3, they were put on status. That teleported them to a tangent timeline, a different timeline where humans and life, humans don't exist. That was until one day Maxis came here and built this secret military base. But because humans aren't supposed to be in this timeline, when Maxis came here, things in this world started to disintegrate and collapse on themselves. And that took place slowly. But Maxis continued building his base here. What it was exactly for, we don't know, but I'm assuming he built it around the Kronorium. The Kronorium was here in this tangent timeline, and Maxis has built this base around it to maybe protect it. Has Maxis been protecting the Kronorium? He put these cyborg zombies here, so if anyone was to ever pick up and touch the Kronorium, then they would attack whoever was handling it and probably put it back. Is Maxis the protector of the Kronorium? We don't know, but however, it is in this tangent timeline. When Maxis built this base, he set everything up and then left. And we now see years later, Richtofen has told the transit crew that they need to come here to collect the Kronorium. That's what they've done. Because human life is here again, this tangent timeline begins to collapse in on itself. The crew find this base that Maxis built, and Richtofen tells them, or tells Stuhlinger specifically, that he needs to go in that door, but only with the rest of the crew. And I'm assuming he wanted the rest of the crew because Stuhlinger isn't going to make it out alive. Without the other 3 characters, Stuhlinger can't fight off against these cyborg zombies that Maxis created. However, without listening, he's gone in on his own, he's picked up the Kronorium, and now it's just him versus these cyborg zombies. And the strange thing is you can also see another zombie in the background there with blue eyes. These cyborgs have yellow eyes, but the one in the back has blue eyes, which is strange. Maybe these cyborg zombies' eyes are yellow because Maxis created them. As we know, the zombies' eyes are yellow when Samantha was in control of the zombies. They also became like an orange color when Maxis took control and buried. So maybe these ones are orange because Maxis is in control of them. He uses their brain. They have like a kind of like a metal helmet on their brain. They have something attached to their brain. So maybe Maxis can control them. Then obviously the blue-eyed zombies are the one that Richtofen is controlling from the MPD. So are we going to have a fight-off between Maxis and Richtofen through zombies? We don't know. And also remember the description for this comic was when Maxis's emergency security measures are activated. So when Stuhlinger picked up the Kronorium, Maxis's emergency security measure was activated, causing these cyborg zombies to wake up to protect the Kronorium and kill Stuhlinger. This is all very exciting. There are so many ciphers in this comic as well. I don't know if they're going to get solved. Hopefully they will, because there's probably some really juicy storyline information here, but there we go. Hopefully if you enjoyed the video, leave a like rating if you have. Make sure you subscribe for more zombies videos. Check out the other ones. Let me know what other videos you want to see in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.